The conflict in Ukraine has prompted diplomats, UN representatives, and commentators to wonder if we are on the verge of a new San Francisco moment, a historical turning point similar to 1945 when states may completely rewrite the principles of international administration. There is no question that in the upcoming months and years, we will hear a lot about the need to reform or abolish the UN, with a focus on changing the Security Council to prevent the type of impasse we saw over Ukraine. However, there are reasons to doubt the outcomes of this discourse. According to experts at a virtual symposium organized by the MIT Center for Transportation and Logistics, the Russia-Ukraine conflict is having a disproportionately large impact on the world's supply chain, obstructing the movement of goods, driving sharp price increases and product shortage, and resulting in catastrophic food shortage worldwide. How the United Nations cope with its lack of power to prevent the war and their efforts to diminish both direct and indirect side effects. United Nations or UN prevent wars by maintaining international peace and security. Here's the 3 ways to maintain international peace and security. First is preventive diplomacy and mediation. The most effective way to diminish human suffering and the massive economic costs of conflicts and their aftermath is to prevent conflicts in the first place. The United Nations plays an important role in conflict prevention, using diplomacy, good offices, and mediation. Among the tools the organization uses to bring peace are special envoys and political missions in the field. Second is peacekeeping. Peacekeeping has proven to be one of the most effective tools available to the UN to assist countries to navigate the difficult path from conflict to peace. Today's multidimensional peacekeeping operations are called upon not only to maintain peace and security, but also to facilitate political processes, protect civilians, assist in the disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration of former combatants, support constitutional processes and the organization of elections, protect and promote human rights, and assist in restoring the rule of law and extending legitimate state authority. Peacekeeping operations get their mandates from the UN Security Council. Their troops and police are contributed by member states, and they are managed by the Department of Peace Operations and supported by the Department of Operational Support at UN headquarters in New York. And lastly is peace building. United Nations peace building activities are aimed at assisting countries emerging from the conflict, reducing the risk of relapsing into conflict, and laying the foundation for sustainable peace and development. The UN peace-building architecture comprises the Peace-Building Commission, the Peace-Building Fund, and the Peace-Building Support Office. The Peace-Building Support Office assists and supports the Peace-Building Commission with strategic advice and policy guidance, administers the Peace-Building Fund, and serves the Secretary General in coordinating United Nations agencies in their peace-building efforts. The United Nations, or UN, has recently been plagued by several crises: the COVID-19 pandemic, the Taliban's return in Afghanistan, and the Ukraine war, that have tested its ability to deliver on humanity's projects of peace and security, sustainable development, human rights, and humanitarian response. Indeed, its actions and inactions in the Ukraine war have triggered an existential dilemma. As the Russia and Ukraine war continues, the UN has been widely criticized for its As the Russia-Ukraine war continues, the UN has been widely criticized for its seeming helplessness in preventing and stopping the conflict. Yet, the UN has not been inert. Guterres and the UN's key intergovernmental institution, some influential and powerful UN member states and stakeholders that the UN convene and influences, such as the private sector, civil society, academia, and media, have indeed tried to be proactive in confronting Russia on its war in Ukraine.